Okay, this is Jordan, and the biggest issue with this one is the squash and stretch is all wrong. It's making it look very strange. Also, you should make sure to have this stuff turned off when you play Blast. So that's under display, heads-up display, and poly count, that stuff. You can turn that off before you play Blast. That's a bit distracting. So let's look at, I think let's start with the squash thing, because this is really way off. So you have it should be stretching up until the point it reaches a contact and then squashing. And yeah, it's all mixed up in Basperger's because the idea is as it accelerates, it stretches. And then when it decelerates, it very quickly squashes. So like here, this should actually be kind of like that. I have auto keyframe on, so it just set a keyframe there. And then it squashes. And also your squash, you're just doing too much. It's much too much. And then here again is where it's going to be most stretched. I could probably squash it a little bit more, but yeah, and here it's stretched for some reason. It shouldn't be stretched there at all. In fact, that's where it should be. And then here it should be most stretched before it hits. And then squashed here, but that's too much. And then stretched a bit here. And then again, there shouldn't be any on that frame. Okay, and I guess that's it. So watch this, see if you can see the difference. Okay, but now we can see some of the other issues kind of coming to light. But that was pretty distracting, first of all. So let's take a look at the graph editor, and yeah, I can see some issues. Let's look at the Y translate. So it should be nice kind of bounce shapes, but you've got a lot of weird shapes going on here. So for example, these tangents are pulled much too far. So let's marquee select, and then middle mouse drag, and just pull these down and see how that's getting rid of that funny shape at the top. And then this one should be like so, and yeah, I can scale that in a little bit too. So see how those are nice sort of bounce shapes now? See if you can see the difference in the movement. In the up and down movement. And then another thing with that same thing is that this should be not at 0 but at 1. So I'm changing all those keyframes to 1. And see how it's bouncing off the ground now? And we could probably go more subtle with the squash and stretch even than I've done it. Particularly this stretch, I think, could be made more subtle. And then the other thing we did is we added some rotation as well. So you've got, which is the rotate one? Is it? That's the move control. That's the rotate one. So, whoops. This one, yeah, ball rotate. Let's go to the front view. So I think all I did was just, set a keyframe here and then go to the end and then just have it, rotate 360. So in this case it'd be minus 360. And just keyframe at the end so you get some rotation happening at the same time. So, and then there's some issue with the forward momentum as well. Let's take a look at this and graph editor again. And yeah, look at that X curve. It's sort of, I would just make this linear. And then you'll have a consistent forward momentum. Well, except for that thing at the end. That's kind of going, it kind of ends there anyways. I would just have this end at frame 50, the way you have it, or animate it beyond that, but right now there's not any other animation beyond there. So that's starting to come together. So yeah, lots of fixes on this one.